He found me with someone else. What he did next was worse than yelling. The text came in at 6:42 p.m., right as I was stirring a pot of chili on the stove we'd bought together 7 years earlier. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to find out like this. No name. No context. Just those 8 words that made my chest go hollow, like someone had scooped something vital out of me and left nothing but air. I read it 3 times before replying with the only thing that made sense. Find out what? The bubbles in the chili popped too loudly. The house felt suddenly unfamiliar, like I was standing in someone else's kitchen wearing my life by mistake. When my phone buzzed again, I didn't want to look, but I did. I'm at the coffee place on 9th. We need to talk. I didn't respond. I turned off the stove, grabbed my keys, and drove there in a fog so thick I barely remembered the turns. My hands were steady on the wheel, which scared me more than if they'd been shaking. It meant something in me already knew. For weeks, I'd been collecting little moments I didn't know what to do with. Missed calls she never returned. Her phone face down on the table, always on silent. The way she'd smile at messages she claimed were from her sister, then immediately lock the screen when I walked in. I told myself I was paranoid. That marriages go through phases. That love doesn't always look like fireworks. But love also doesn't feel like this, like standing on thin ice, listening to it crack beneath your feet. When I pulled into the parking lot, I saw her car. And another one beside it I didn't recognize. A black sedan, engine still warm. I sat there longer than necessary, staring at the fogged-up windows of the cafe, telling myself not to jump to conclusions. Then I saw them. She was sitting by the window, laughing. Not the polite laugh she used with coworkers, but the one she used to save for me. The head tilt, the hand brushing her hair back without thinking. Across from her sat a man I'd never seen before. His elbow was on the table, angled toward her like he belonged there. I didn't storm in. I didn't yell. I watched. And that's when it happened. She reached across the table and covered his hand with hers. Something inside me broke quietly, like a bone snapping underwater. I don't remember opening the door or walking in. I only remember the look on her face when she saw me. Shock first, then fear, then something worse, resignation. Like she'd known this moment was coming and had finally run out of places to hide. I can explain, she said, standing too fast and knocking her chair back. The man looked between us, confused, already gathering his things. He didn't apologize. He didn't need to. He was just a symptom, not the disease. I sat down instead of yelling. That seemed to unsettle her more. How long? I asked. She opened her mouth, closed it, then tried again. It didn't start how you think. That's not an answer. Her eyes filled with tears, and for a second my instincts kicked in, the old ones. The ones that wanted to fix things. Protect her. Tell her it would be okay. I didn't mean to hurt you, she whispered. I felt lonely. Lonely. The word echoed in my head, bouncing off memories like shrapnel. Late nights I stayed up waiting for her. The weekends I skipped seeing friends because she said she missed me. The trips we postponed because we were saving for later. I was here, I said quietly. I never left. She looked down. That hurt more than if she'd argued. The man had already gone. We were alone now, surrounded by strangers pretending not to listen. I asked again how long, and this time she answered. 6 months. Long enough to build routines. Inside jokes. A second life. I nodded, absorbing it like bad weather you can't outrun. I think you should go, I said. Her head snapped up. Go where? Anywhere but home. She cried then. Begged actually. Said it was a mistake. Said she loved me. Said she'd end it immediately. Her words piled up between us, heavy and desperate. I listened. I didn't interrupt. And when she finally ran out of things to say, I did something she didn't expect. I stood up. I'm not yelling, I told her. I'm not throwing things. I'm not calling you names. But I'm done pretending this didn't happen. Her face crumpled. You're just walking away? No, I said. I'm choosing myself. At home I slept on the couch that night. Not because she asked me to, but because I couldn't stand the smell of her shampoo on the pillow. Every corner of the house felt contaminated with memories that now had an expiration date. Over the next few days she tried everything. Apologies. Promises. Silence. Anger. She accused me of being cold, of giving up too easily. But the worst part, the thing that hurt more than yelling ever could, was how calm I stayed. Because calm meant clarity. I started noticing things I'd ignored before. How often she dismissed my concerns. How I'd shrunk myself to keep the peace. How love had slowly turned into maintenance instead of connection. A week later I packed a bag. She watched from the doorway, arms crossed like she was bracing for impact. "Is this really it?" she asked. I paused, hand on the zipper. "I loved you," I said. "But I don't recognize who we are anymore. And I won't compete for a place that used to be mine." I walked out without slamming the door. Months have passed now. I still think about her sometimes. About the woman I married, not the one who lied to me. Healing isn't loud. It's slow. It's choosing not to reread old messages. It's learning to trust your instincts again. What she did broke my heart. But what I did next, refusing to beg, refusing to stay where I wasn't respected, that's what saved me. And some days that quiet strength feels like the loudest victory of my life.